We're still on the hunt for the freshest, vibrant, and exciting properties for you to visit in this new season of My.NA Property. My name is Glenn Norashipura, and today I am at The Barn, a place that offers you grounding, stabilizes your nervous system, and gives you a touch of nature. Do stick around for an exciting interview with the woman behind this wonderful space. I'm here with the beautiful Celeste, the owner of this wonderful place, The Barn. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Well, with all this beautiful rain, it can just be amazing being in Namibia at the moment.
And just sitting here in the atmosphere here, the look, ooh, this place is so beautiful. Getting right into it. Can you talk to us about The Barn restaurant and how long you have been in business?
Yes, The Barn. It was never my intention to have this place. It just, I think the Lord sent it to me. So I've always, every time that when we went through COVID, I would say to the Lord, why did you send this to me? So it cannot fail. It must be good. There must be something beyond COVID. So let's continue with this. I'm actually, before I started this, I'm a dietitian. And I had my medical practice, and this was supposed to be my medical practice. So when I was at the architect, I had him design it, and that was in 2016. So I had him design it, and every time he would add a little bit something, and then he would do a little bit this, and then he said, just a small coffee shop, just, you know, just for the patients and so on, because he knew also that I've also been hotel school trained. So he said, you know, go back to your roots, and I guess the architect sent me in my direction again, and since then I haven't looked back. So we officially opened in 2018, and I saw on Facebook my colleague Anton, whom I studied with at the hotel school, sold his restaurants because he had restaurants in Somerset West, and he sold his restaurant and he was on his way to America. And I said to him, please, I haven't been in the industry for 10 years. Actually, I left. I worked 3 years at Kalahari Sands, and then I left and I went to the UK, and I worked and traveled and back to university. And then I said to him, please come and just help me open up. 3 months. We applied for a 3-month visa. I got it within a few days. Normal procedure, I didn't bribe anybody. Normal procedure, and I said, God, this must be sent by you, because how does this happen? So this must be sent by you. And then after the 3 months, there was a bit of delays in the building, municipality regulation, so we couldn't open the time that the visa was actually granted. And I had to apply for another visa. And I went very hard on my knees, and I said, God, please, we are ready to open now, but this visa is expiring and I
Yeah.
don't have the knowledge. I haven't worked in the industry for so long. I need somebody to guide me. And then, yeah, we got it. And it's been 6 years now. We're going on to 6 years.
6 years, wow, amazing.
And Anton is still here.
I do have a saying, like, if a restaurant business can survive COVID, or any business for that matter, I think you are set.
Yes, no,
You might be set, yeah.
I truly think it's by the grace
Yeah.
of God. The day that we announced to be closed, I burst out in tears. I said to my husband, it's a year.
Yeah.
We've only been open for a year. What am I going to do? And he said to me, you know, I'll always go back to why you started this. Why did you start it? And I started in 2016. I claimed a lot of my patients was government patients. So we claimed a lot from the government medical aids. And the government medical aids went a bit downhill then. And I said to my receptions, I had a dietitian working for me. And because I was in a good position and I know I'm a wheeler and a dealer, I said to my colleague, listen, your husband has been retrenched. You do all the patients. I will find my way. And then so she can actually get the commission and all of that. And I said to my receptionist, listen, today we are selling sandwiches. So we made sandwiches and we drove from office to office. And I sent her with this little basket and a white and red linen cover. And I said to her, you are going to be a Red Riding Hood. Go into that office,
I love
do your
it.
sales and come back. That was about September 2016. By October, I could buy my first bicycle, and I took one of and I asked her, does she know anybody that's without a job? And she said,
That can
yes,
go around.
there's such a lot of boys. So we started off taking school leavers that was actually
Humble beginnings, rather.
drug addicts.
Yeah. Wow, really?
And it became dangerous at a point that my husband said to me, whoa, maybe you shouldn't be doing this from from our house anymore. Because I had small children, my baby was just born. And because some of them were actually really...
and you're trying to rehabilitate them.
Yes, so we would... By the January, we had 8 bicycles and 8 boys. So they would come and, okay, then by that time I've put up cameras, I've put up beams, I've put dogs and all of that to just, you never know. And then we started saying, we can do this here. And we slowly but surely we moved over, but it became too risky for our customers because theft, drug addicts, they started stealing, and the risk for my business became too much. So I had to rely on, and every now and then one of them would say, oh, I got robbed, the bicycle too. So my insurance said, no more insurance for the bicycles.
Wow, what a very inspiring story. On that note, what does this beautiful property have to offer clients? Because just hearing, how it started out and where it's at now, wow, it's very inspiring. And we want to know, and the viewers out there also want to know, what can we get when we get to the Bronx?
I think my biggest thing that my success story is conferencing. We're not a franchise. We're not a corporate. We're a family-owned business. So we can tailor it to your budget. We can tailor it to your needs. Obviously, there are some things that we are not willing to budge on because we've got running costs to cover and we're still a business. But we can say, okay, if I have a budget of only this amount for food, we will try to accommodate you here and there with a little bit of things. I am in the position where I can say to my staff, okay, if the person really wants to do it, let's do a little bit of that, let's do a little bit of this, and then we try to accommodate as much as possible. Sometimes we know when people are starting to take advantage of us, then we cut it and we say, sorry, now we're putting our foot down, no more. So it's not like we just allow, but we try to really be that comfort place that you come in our conferencing. We've got very good projectors here. We try to have everything clean. Like I said to you previously, we're in the process of just revamping again, because we try to keep up to date with everything and painting, cleaning it up, doing our conferencing well. And I think I've got very good staff that helps and be accommodating. So my main focus is conferencing. It's always been. COVID has taught me to focus a little bit on the restaurant part, which has grown tremendously because it was never previously my main focus. It's always been conference. And so the restaurant during COVID started keeping the conference, the building and not the conferencing. And now when we keep on expanding, so we actually supply some retail shops with Cook Sisters and frozen meals and frozen cookie doughs, because that was also part of our developments that we did to keep the boat afloat. So we started developing frozen cookie dough. And we sell them in shops now. Then it's the retailing that we try to do. It is the conference that we do. It is the restaurant part that we do. Bachelorette parties.
Yeah, like I wanted to get into that.
Yes.
Like just besides conferencing, do you also host just other events? Because,
Yes, we do a lot of kitchen teas in the
Nice.
garden area downstairs. We do a lot of kitchen teas. In the evening, sometimes we do a lot of bachelorette parties up here. Live shows. For Valentine's Day, we've got a live show here as well. We do a lot of wine tasting and wine pairing because my colleague Anton he loves wine, so he's quite good at that. So we're very good. We do 5-course meals with the different wines of all of that. So we've done that before. We've actually done a few weddings, not big ones, normally small weddings, because our venue does not allow us to do two big crowds. So we've done small weddings, birthday parties, 21st parties, 18th birthday parties, private events, breakfasts, and all of that we've done before.
now you are in Cederhof, and I just want to know, does the location play a role in the establishment?
You know, I always asked God, why this area? And then I keep on going back to my original when I saw this old house, because it used to be an old house, and it was the sound of the birds. And it's the quietness. You're in town, but you're also not really, you don't hear all that noise constantly. It has changed a lot with the schools. One of the schools becoming quite big now, and also I think something here happened with the traffic. So it has changed a little bit, the dynamics of it, but it used to be extremely quiet, yet you would hear nothing, and only the birds chirping. And that was my sales onto the place. But I don't know if you know Observatory in Cape Town, where it used to be a dilapidated area. And I've always had that kind of feeling towards it.
That is what I felt working in here.
Bringing
It's a
the
good
old
thing you
and
mentioned
renew
that.
the old,
Yes,
and
yes.
bringing life to
Yes,
places that it's not normally seen as
exactly.
the going out place.
No, I totally agree with you. Working in here, and now that you mentioned that you did derive some inspiration from the observatory,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that makes so much sense. We are still in a conversation, and we will be right back after this.
We are so excited to be kickstarting your morning with entertainment. Everything was happening during this past weekend.
Yes.
Exciting news.
Wow, no, she was killing it already.
In my opinion, I don't see anything wrong with him serving the full term.
As well as keeping you informed on the issues that you need to know happening in and around our country.
Now I'm still in a conversation with the beautiful soul behind this wonderful establishment, The Barn. We were earlier on talking about the conference center that you have here, and I just want to continue on that a little bit. What is the capacity for, let's say I want to bring people here, what's the capacity like?
My capacity, depending on the seating arrangements, can take up to 80 people. But we're comfortable with moon shaping 50 people or so. So it is, so between 50 and 80, depending. My specialty is the smaller groups, about 50 people, I would say. We're very comfortable with, but 80 cinema style.
So things like workshops and
Yes, and trainings.
and
yes.
trainings.
Yes.
I see, absolutely love that. Speaking of something else that I love here is the ambience and the atmosphere here. Can you talk about your intentional creation of the ambience that people experience when they get here?
Yes, for me it was finding a place that can ground myself. So I needed to hear nature. I needed to have greenery plants around me. I needed to have an outside where I can say and I can have my cup of coffee and I can just feel, at peace. I can ground myself. I can come closer to my creator. I can sit, and if I write something, I can write it. If I have to plan something, I can plan it. There's when a place is too busy, your nervous system is all over the place. But here I feel grounded.
I feel like my nervous system stabilizes walking in here.
Yes.
I totally love that.
But I also think it's because there's a lot of love that's gone into this place, a lot of hard love, labor that's gone into it.
And like I said, the soul can sense these things.
Yeah.
We can't really put it into words, but the way a person feels when they walk into a space speaks a lot about what was put into the place to create, that atmosphere and the ambience. Speaking of something else that I'm looking forward to, I've not had the time to look at the menu yet.
Yes.
I'm a foodie, I love food. Can we talk about the menu? What are some signature dishes that you have on there that people can look forward to? And what does the menu look like actually at the barn?
Okay, we've got breakfast that we do, which would be the barn breakfast with your normal bacon, egg, or mushrooms type of thing. That would be the normal breakfast. Then we are going into a daily special that we have every single day. That is a cooked meal that we allow our kitchen staff to bring out their own creativity, to just dish up whatever is available in the freezer. So we plan that a week in advance. Our tacos are very popular here. And then we also have our burgers. Our burgers are actually quite popular as well. And the people like our burgers. So burgers and the tacos and then our daily specials, what most people... Oh, and then I must say our kapana strips and our chicken wings. Those are very favorites from our locals.
I'm a Herero girly, so I'm a meat lover. Anytime you mention meat in the menu, I'm there.
We do change our menu to at least 2, maybe 3 times a year, depending seasonal, how expensive food becomes. Then we try to always keep it within, I think we are quite reasonably priced. And we obviously sell delicious coffee as well, and quite nice good wines.
You had me at coffee, and then you sold me at wine. The barn is so beautiful. Like I said before, what new ventures or what can we look forward to? What's coming up? That you can share, if you can share.
We're busy doing a bit of changes that we try to do it into a lounge to be open maybe later at night, more for the I wouldn't want to call myself an older generation, but more for the relaxed type that doesn't want the doof, doof, doof music the whole time or a lot of big crowds, but more that for those that want to have a deeper connection with the person they're having a conversation with, where music is not interfering with that. So you have your slight background music, but you can sit and you can enjoy your company, you can enjoy your glass of wine, and you can go into the deep conversations.
I mean, I don't know if I told you this earlier on, but I do want to bring one of my friends here, and it's a girlfriend that we have not been able to be in each other's lives for like maybe a couple of months, and I would want to have that sit down and have that deep conversation, and
yes.
This place is definitely
that
ideal
connection,
for that.
because I think our people lack that. I think you also mentioned it before, we lack that connection and that grounding that we can get here at the barn. So we are busy with changing a little bit of things here.
Now, I've been here and I've seen it for myself. It's a totally wonderful space, but do let the viewers know why they should come to the barn.
Like I've mentioned a few times, you become grounded, you have that connection, you've become at peace with yourself. You come here and you just sit and you just breathe in the nature of the place and just become peaceful and connect with the people around you. My staff I think they're quite good. They have a connection with, the neighborhood cafe, that kind of feeling. As you become your neighborhood a restaurant, your neighborhood bar. You come here and people start knowing you. We've got regulars. They just walk in, the staff know what they're eating, the staff know what they're drinking. They don't even have to say anything. We're that kind of place. So you become familiar. I mean, even after closing time, some of our regulars don't want to go home, and then they order their stuff and they say to our staff, listen, close up, I'll tell the security guard to let me out. Then the security let them out, so that we've become family. And that is what I would like to be known on, that family place that you say, all my customers are our family.
I definitely want to become part of the family too. Now, before I let you go, just let the viewers know where they can find the barn, your pages on social media, just so people can just take a look at it, take a look at the menu and so forth.
Okay. We're situated in Suiderhof, not your normal busy area, neighborhood, but it's the friendly neighborhood. So we're situated in Suiderhof in 12 Acacia Street. It's around Triple J, at the corner of Triple J, and it's also next to Mani's Bike Mecca and Amalgamated.
All right, you heard it from her. I will be seeing you guys at the barn. We'll be right back with more My.NA Property. If you're like me and you're looking for tips and you know the know-hows of how to just create or add a personal touch to your personal space, let's take a look at our DIY segment.
You might have stumbled upon this quirky DIY on social media, and it has been all the rage. A frame for your TV, and lucky for you, you can absolutely do it yourself. For this project, you will need wood trims according to the size of your television. Make sure they aren't bent. If you are staining the trim, take a look at the grain of your wood pieces, as that might also have an effect on how it turns out after the stain. There are a number of ways you can fasten your wood trims to create the frame. Staples. Staple the corners together with some wood glue for added support. You use glue with clamps. Wood glue will work, but make sure to clamp them while drying. If glue is all you use, be careful as you move the frame around since it wobbles a bit. Nails. Wood glue and a nail gun are your best bet. Braces or brackets. This is recommended if the wood is on the thinner side. How to assemble your TV frame. Measure both the width and height of your TV to get the length of your trim pieces. If you are using a trim design, cut the wood at a 45-degree angle. But you could forego this if you are using simple flat or square wood pieces. When the frame is steady, all you need to do is either stain it or paint it, and you are ready to hang it over the TV as a nice frame. Happy watching!
Now, I love so many things about these wonderful establishments, but one of the things that I love about the barn is that I can bring my family and enjoy the beautiful ambience and setting here. I have definitely grounded, I have stabilized my nervous system just by being here. Do make your way to the barn and let us know in the comment section how you feel about it. In this new season of My.NA Property, we do continue giving you fresh new places to go check out. And of course, don't forget that we are airing every Tuesday at 9 p.m. From me, Glenn Rashipura, until next time.